Good morning. It is Thursday, February 5th. We are 90 days out from May 6th, and the DTD2 this week continues. You are calling your C's and your K's, you're texting your I's. It's Thursday. We got tech with KT coming up this afternoon. But first, of course, we're going to get into Fight Club. It's an opportunity for you to have time set aside. Like if your calendar doesn't necessarily reflect what your face wants to be doing or should be doing or might be avoiding doing, and there's no judgment in this. We just like the thing that we know that we need to do. If you read the one thing, the premise of this book is, what is the one thing that I could do that such by doing everything else becomes easier or unnecessary? And that answer would be, for us in our industry and most sales verticals, it's lead generation. It's finding more and new people to talk to. So we've always protected that space from 9 to 11, and now we're simply just going to make sure that we have a place for people to go. Not just like, hey, we're not going to do anything on our calendar, so you're free to do what you would do. Now we created a space for you to go do it. And I know it seems maniacal to some people. They're like, well, so I got there and the cameras, everybody's got their camera on, but everyone's muted, but I can see people doing stuff. That's it. It's a shared workspace. There was a... what was it called? There's a great movie, and they talk about the company that started shared workspaces, and they were all over the place. And it's just that communal feeling of doing what you need to be doing, but not wanting to be alone doing it, wanting to have the solidarity of, people on the struggle bus together, right? Because this is not easy what we do. It's not. There's a lot of stuff that is enjoyable when it comes to real estate. And as your coach, I want you to find the thing within lead generation that you truly do enjoy, or you find least aggravating. Like, I don't know what the term is. And I know it's the one thing that will make us most successful, and yet the one thing that most people shy away from the most. But when we boil it down, if you distill it down, if you think about the fact that, you know what, honestly, I get to wake up every day and talk to the people I care about to find out who they care about, to see if I can help. Say that again. I get to wake up every day and talk to the people that I care about to find out who they care about, to see who I can help. It's in the 7 levels of communication from Michael Mayer. Today, somewhere in my city, someone is looking for help, and it is my job to find them. That's the real estate. That's the real estate playbook. Are we having enough conversations and interactions to make sure we do find those people? It's nothing more than that. So that's why we do that. That's why Fight Club happens every day, Monday through Friday. Today, 9 o'clock, KWFightClub.com. You can jump in there. Cameras on, microphones off. I can tell you, moving forward on Tuesdays, what we're going to start doing on Tuesdays here in Portsmouth. And of course, it's going to get intercepted a little bit. Bold starts Tuesday, February 17th. We do have Bold coming to the Market Center. So that'll be in the training room. And of course, we're going to do training Tuesdays. Are going to happen ultimately in the Shark Tank for a little bit. But moving forward on Tuesdays, the great Brittany Goodale has her Pathway to Success, in which we're helping the agents that are coming in go from 0 to 30 days, 30 to 60, 60 to 90, 90 to 120. And we're also going to make sure that's a day that people are coming in so we can start to do Fight Club live together. So if you go into the training room, you're going to see Fight Club will be up on the screen. So anybody that's at home is up on the screen. Everybody else can be in the room, or you can be in the Shark Tank. The building's going to be full of people. To start, we'll start doing it and dragging people in on Tuesdays. You could do it any day. You could be here. But that'll be a day that the whole morning you can knock on my door if you have a question. We'll all be in the building together making our calls, having our interactions, whatever you do. It doesn't have to be the phone. I'll say it a million times. But we know the strength of picking up the phone and having a conversation. 7% of our power is the words we choose. 43% of our power is the passion and tonality in which we deliver those words. And the additional 50% is your body language. So texting is only 7%. And sometimes the words we choose can be harmed by the delivery of those words because text gets taken out of context all the time. So we'll work on all that. There's something you told yourself you were going to do this year to change your trajectory. I'm going to start doing this. And you said that probably somewhere in December, maybe in early fall. Maybe you've started to make some changes. Maybe you made some changes and you already slipped a little bit. That's okay. You know how many people probably started a health or fitness or nutrition journey after New Year? And maybe you joined Planet Fatness and you went in there and like, oh my God, it's packed. I can't even get a treadmill. I promise you this, and I don't know what the date is. Hold on, Tuesday's. So Sunday the 15th. Valentine's Day is on the 14th. You didn't need help with that. Everybody knows that. That's a Saturday. Sunday the 15th, that week after Valentine's Day, I promise you this. The gyms will be back to their usual numbers. Because it takes about 45 days for people to be like, meh, and they fall out of it. Or they were hoping to start their health and nutrition journey and their fitness journey, and they were hoping to have a fantastic date with somebody they met online or in real life. And then that doesn't happen. Valentine's Day turns out to be 0 again for that person. And they're like, you know what, I'm just going to go home. Mittens and I are going to eat ice cream and watch Dateline. The myriad of reasons. People will come up with a million reasons to not do something. Our calendar is extending the opportunity to just lean in. And if you do it from home because it's freezing out, I get it. But we're going to start doing on Tuesdays is come in. Be with our agents who are just getting started doing 0 to 30, 30 to 60, 60 to 90, 90 to 120. Because they're going to be here all day meeting with Brittany and myself. And we'll be doing lead gen all morning. And then midday protocols at 1 o'clock every day. Barring schedule things, like obviously midday protocol will take a little nap while we're gone to family, but then it'll be back. So is there something positive for you in that? I remember having a conversation with Nathan a handful of years ago. And, we were sort of bouncing around the idea that it can get fascinating to go into a family reunion or a mega camp mastermind for our role. Of course, he's operating principal, productivity coach here. And I'll go into a room and I sit at a table and I'm at a table and the people at my table they've been in it for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, right? Because a lot of these leadership roles, they roll quite a bit. Market centers are bringing new people on quite a bit. It's not too often that you have an MCA like Kaylee that's been at it for years, or my position for years, so forth and so on. So I ended up at a table, I'll end up at a table or we end up in these conversations and it's a lot of agents, productivity coaches that, are just getting started. And I remember getting frustrated. Like I want a different conversation. I want to move to a different table. And it's not that there's not experience in the room. And then I realized, and I thought to myself, you know what, Tim, shut up. Because the blessing of being in those conversations with those people that are just getting started, and I'm talking about Tuesdays, I'm talking about if you're a veteran agent. The blessing of being in the room with those people is they redirect our attention to the things that maybe we got away from. Mark King said this years ago. What is it that we used to do that works so well that we just stopped doing it? I've joked a million times about the fact that we will be leaving family reunion or we'll be leaving mega camp and we'll be at the airport and at least 50% of the time, Darlene Caldwell Ellis will be on my flight. And we're standing there and she goes, Tim, just like Gary said, just got to get back to the basics. Now, Darlene's been doing this for a hot minute. Darlene's got a fantastic business. She's got a mega agent office. Everyone knows Darlene, capital V, everyone. And she still needs to go be in a room with Gary and other leadership from Texas and her peers and just be reminded. And that's foundational for coaching and for leadership. I had 2 or 3 meetings yesterday with brand new agents. Their license just came in. They're coming in hot. There'll be a lot of stuff I can teach them and train them. But when it comes to conversations that I have with a veteran agent, somebody like Darlene, at this point of her career and my career, I know when I'm talking to her, I'm simply reminding her. And not that she knows it all, not that I know it all. So she'd benefit from Tuesday, and she would openly admit that she would benefit from Tuesday. I think you would benefit from Tuesday. So as we start to move forward, yes, we have Bolt coming in, but what we're going to do after graduation on April 7th and moving forward is Tuesdays in Portsmouth in the morning, have everyone come in. So while Brittany is having her conversations with the Pathway kids, everyone else can be in the training room. And we'll have everybody at home up on the screen, and we can start doing lead generation together as a market center. Brady Sondal yesterday discussing the market during the luxury call. He said, you talk to a client and they're like, yeah, well, I heard the market was down. And Brady, quite honestly and very truthfully, said, well, it really depends on who you talk to. Because a vast majority of agents in the country didn't sell a home last year. So they're not being disingenuous. They're speaking to their truth. They are not experiencing a market like you are, like Brady and his team are, like many of our agents are. Brady said this at a regional event probably 4 years ago, that your life will mirror the quality and quantity of conversations that you have. Your life will mirror the quality and quantity of conversations that you're having. Who are you talking to? Are you listening? Are you asking? Are you serving? Are you spending time with people, or are you investing time with people? And when the engagement is over and you step away from the table or hang up the phone or the door closes as you're leaving, the person that was engaging with you, do they feel that they were heard and seen and cared for? That's where we need to get. That's what Fight Club's all about. Are we having enough conversations? And can we speak to the qualitative and the quantitative structure of those calls and how it moves the needle for everyone involved? We will discuss all that today at 1 o'clock, midday protocol, timsoffice.com. Your conversations and interactions, your appointments set, and then above and beyond that, how many contracts have you signed in the last 24 hours? There's no judgment. Come report your zeros. Come share with each other what is and what isn't working, where you're having challenges. Second half of that call, Brianna Wiest has a great book called The Pivot Year. We're discussing energy, conversations, and how we're approaching things. What do you need to shift, right? I don't think people need to totally throw everything out to start over. I think sometimes when you're in conversation, when you're approaching your business, when you're having your interactions, it's like being in the batter's box if you ever played baseball or softball. It's not usually a monumental change. It's a simple shift of your feet or the way you're holding the bat. But over time, we got comfortable and maybe a little slack, and we started dropping our shoulders or resting the bat. We just got to get back to basics and do the fundamental things that made us successful to start and then build on those. So we're not starting over again and again and again. It's Tech Thursday this afternoon. It starts at 3 o'clock. The Tech Mastermind with the KT Temple, our Market Center Tech Trainer. The link for that is in the morning news. Just click the Zoom at 3 to join him for that. And then, of course, every Thursday at 4, he has Tech Onboarding. If you are still setting up your KW stuff because you just landed, he's here for that. You can also book his face. If you slide down the right-hand side of the morning news, you need time with KT, click the button. You need time with Timmy. That would be me. Click the button. And if I can help with anything, let me know. It is 603-834-2856. We'll see you in and around the Market Center and the internet. Have a great day.